don't I? So I'm always late. Always need a bit of a reminder, but we're now recording. So top sponsors over the last few weeks, we have Joe and Neil up there with 11. These guys are consistently our top sponsors within the Inspired Group. Absolutely fantastic. So welcome to you. If you've been sponsored by Joe or Neil, chances are you have been. We've got Vicky, Val, Laura and Natalie all sponsoring as well this period. Big well done to Laura, who has sponsored her very first person just in the last week. So that's really exciting. It's always exciting sponsoring somebody and helping them getting started. But your first one is really exciting. So well done, Laura. Top retailers, we have Jacinta at the top. Well done to you. Fantastic retail, really, really strong. £848. This is over the last 3 weeks, guys. Then we've got Lisa, who I believe is on holiday at the moment, 632. Oh, sorry, Gavin. I've made a mistake there, haven't I? I think you should be in number 2 there. So I do apologise. Gavin's never going to let me forget that. 698, or maybe I've got the figure wrong there, Gavin. Is it 598? I'll sort it out later when I put the slides up on the team support group anyway, and make sure that it's correct. But I think that is right. I think Gavin and Angela are in 3rd. So well done, guys, because you've moved up, haven't you, from last week. We challenged you to do that. We've got Natalie at number 4 and Carl and Kerry at number 5. Now, we're on the final hours of period 6. So period end tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And this is where it all gets really exciting. People clamouring to get orders on the system to hit those bonus levels. So don't miss out on yours. And I'm quite sure that this top 5 table is not going to stay the same by Friday morning. Well done to all of our top 5 though. Here's where we need to be aiming. So it's just a reminder of the bonus levels, guys. So to hit that first bonus level on your own retail, just aim to be doing £780 worth of orders over the period. So go for that. Over these next kind of 24 hours, put everything into it to get that. You won't regret it. Getting that extra cash bonus in your bank account feels amazing once you've achieved that, and just know where to aim, and then keep building, keep growing up from there, helping your team members to achieve their bonuses. So if they're making money, everybody is happy, you know, and you will be moving up the ladder. Gavin, you've put through a £57 order. Oh, it's all going to change then tomorrow, isn't it? So I'll have to post up a more accurate top 5 tomorrow then. I'm sure it's going to change. Okay, we've got the league table now. So this is something that we run within our group for a bit of fun, but it does also have a serious side to it as well. This is where we award points for doing the things that we know move your business forward. So we award points over the 4-week period for retailing, for sponsoring, that's introducing new people to your team. We give a lot of points for working with those people, helping them to get off to a really good, strong start in the business. It's all about that support in the first few days and the first few weeks. It makes all the difference. And we've all been a new starter, haven't we? So we've all experienced those first few weeks of not really knowing what we were doing. So it's so important as a sponsor to be there working with your new starter, helping them understand what they need to do and helping them to aim for those welcome rewards. So we award 5 points every time someone in your team who you've sponsored gets a welcome reward. We award points for attending the workshops and the training events. Again, we award lots of points for those because they are absolutely the key to growing your income. So look at all the people that have attended workshops just over the last 3 weeks. Absolutely brilliant. Well done to all of you. And I will defend Laura Morley, who's looking like she's got a big gap there, but she's very, very heavily pregnant. So Laura, we know why you couldn't get along. Don't you worry. We'll see you at the next ones. We award points for moving up a level on the pay plan, points for being on these webinars, as long as you let me know you're on, and points for coming on and doing a testimonial or a book review or just talking on the webinar. So well done to everybody. And Vicky, well done to you, particularly holding on to that top spot. But you've got a bit of competition from the lovely Laura, who is just sneaking up behind you there. So it's all quite exciting there, and it all could change. So let's see. See what happens on Friday morning. Not long to go now. So finally, before we head into the training, we will just remind you all of the incentive that we have running, because actually there's not too long left for this. We have a fantastic team incentive available to all of you at the moment. We are sending somebody in the team with a partner or a friend to Paris for a 2-night trip, travel included, and 4-star accommodation. We're even throwing in spending money as well when you're there. Now, everybody is automatically entered into this draw when they join our team. So if you're new to the business, then you will be in the draw already. And the key is to stay in the draw. This is running until the end of August. And there are certain things that you just need to do in order to keep your ticket in the draw. So those things are personally retailing, so making sure you're selling the products yourself, a minimum of £300 every 4 weeks. That's so easy to do. We've set the bar really low on that. Of course, we coach everybody to aim for £1,000 a month, but 300 minimum will keep you in the draw. You also need to be in the team ad pool that runs every 4 weeks, and we'll be talking about that more next week because that comes up for renewal next week. That's a sponsoring activity, so it's advertising for people to join your business. So you've got to be in that, and you need to be at the Christmas showcase, which is in Birmingham at the ICC on the 26th of August, and you need to be there with 2 people who have not previously attended. They can be team members, they can be guests, they can be people that you have just dragged in off the street. It doesn't matter, but you've got to be there with 2 people. Now, doing all of those things consistently will keep you in the draw, and every person you bring to the showcase over and above those 2, as long as they've not previously attended, will get you another ticket in the draw. So the more people you bring to the showcase, the better your chances of winning. So my advice is to just fill your car and bring them all. So let's see who's currently in. Well done to our yellows, particularly. These guys have stayed in the draw. So well done to Carl and Kerry, Natalie, Jacinta, Vicky, Laura and John. You guys are all in the draw and you've stayed in it consistently, so that's fantastic. You guys just need to remember to make sure you look at your retail figures and make sure that you've done your £300. That's 250 bonus points before 9 PM tomorrow. I'm sure you've all done that anyway, but just make sure you don't get out of this on a technicality. And those who are in white, these are the guys who have joined the team during this current period. So you guys, pressure's off you this period. You just need to stay in the draw next period. So all of those activities and requirements that we just ran through, they start to apply to you from the first day of the new period. So from Friday, it's game on for you guys, and let's hope that we see lots of you turning yellow at the end of next week. Okay, gone a step too far there. Right, I'm going to hand you over now to Dave, who is going to do a training on catalogue retail with lots of tips that I think will be really helpful to all of you. So just bear with us while we do the technical stuff here. We'll do a quick handover. Dave, are you ready?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Take it away.
Okay, hi everyone. Can you all hear it and see me? Oh, excellent. Okay. Right then, before I get started on sort of training tonight, I'm just going to introduce myself, just tell you a tiny little bit about me, and then we're going to talk about catalogue retail training. Okay. So for those of you who don't know me, any new starters on tonight, my name's Dave, and I am the bolder half of the Kiffin partnership. So you can see, completely bald. I am a senior manager. I still work full-time for Sheffield Hallam University. My job is supporting students mainly through their courses. And as Emma said, I joined Clean Easy because Emma told me we were joining Clean Easy. And my first experience was putting the catalogues together and getting those catalogues out with Emma and working the business that way. And mainly that's what we did for the first couple of months. The things that really sort of got me into this business and really excite me about this business was the team building, the chance to meet new people. I absolutely love meeting people. I love working with people. We've got the most fantastic team ever, and it's just so nice to be around you. And then I discovered the personal development, and for me, you know, that was just absolutely brilliant. Yeah, Emma wears the trousers. She does indeed. Yeah, and I discovered the personal development and that whole journey of being in the business and the change that it had on our lives. You know, it enabled us to spend time together, enabled us to spend time with our kids. And that started off with the catalogues. So that was the fundamental part of the business for us. That enabled us to escape from the life that we had and create a new life. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to run through my basic guide on the catalogues. If you're new in the business, this is a great opportunity to take some notes, pick up some tips. If you've been in the business and you're established, this is just a good refresher for you. So I'm going to just try and upload my slides, which have gone a bit wonky, but bear with me. Okay, so can everyone see my slides? Yes, brilliant. Okay, right. So, excellent. What I'm going to start is with the basics. So, there's mainly two ways to get your catalogues out to customers. And that's friends, family, neighbours, work colleagues, and online. So, we can distribute them and hand them to our friends, we can hand them to our family, we can hand them to our neighbours and our work colleagues and online customers. Now we're going to get some orders doing that, but that is really supplementary. Just we're probably going to get £100 doing that. The main ways to get your catalogues out and get them out to the customers are either presenting, and that's 100 to 150 catalogues per week in your local area, and then letterboxing, which is 400 to 600 each week. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the presenting and then I'm going to go through the letterboxing. Okay, so before I kind of get into which system that you're going to use, whether you're going to present or letterbox, what's important, I suppose, is you work accordingly to your kit. So I don't know what different kits everyone's signed on the webinar tonight. I'd imagine most people would have maybe joined on an online kit, which is the £25 kit, and have got, say, 5 catalogues to work with. Some people might have joined on the £50 kit and got 50 catalogues to work with. And then other people might have joined on the catalogue kit, which is 250 catalogues. And basically, I'm going to go through numbers tonight, and I'm going to go through a system, and I'm going to tell you this because I've used this system. And I've done both ways. I've presented and I've letterboxed, and I know what works. So if you're on the £50 or the £25, unless you've got your welcome rewards, unless you've got a batch of catalogues to work with, a minimum of 250, you're going to mainly be presenting to the customers. If you've got 250 catalogues built up, then you can letterbox. There is ways that you can top up your catalogues. You can buy more catalogues, and your sponsor or me and Emma can help with that. Okay. So if you're presenting your catalogues, what you need to be doing is working with a minimum of 50 catalogues. So if you started on your £25 internet kit, your first thing is, as Emma's explained, is to get up to your £150 and get your welcome rewards, and then choose your 50 catalogues to work with. And what you do with those 50 catalogues is you hand them out personally, presenting them 3 times a week. And that simply means that you go around your local area, you knock on a door, and you present your catalogue. What's really important in any kind of retail, and I share this from personal experience, is you keep good records. Quite a lot of times, been out with the kids, they picked up catalogues. I'm like, what house was that? That's an order in there. Where's that from? I've checked the order form. There's not the details of the customers. I can't remember where I've picked up from. So number one tip to write down is keep good records of your customers and deliver to each house every 4 weeks. So we work in Clean Easy, we work in periods, so in a 4 week cycle. And when you're presenting your catalogue, you're including those who didn't order from you the first time, who didn't want a catalogue. You go round and you do that for 3 months and you ask them if they want a catalogue and you leave the catalogue with them. 3 months of consistent effort in presenting the catalogues, because bearing in mind, you're making that connection with the customer when you knock on the door. You're making that connection with the customer is going to build you a really solid customer base. And it's going to take you 10 to 15 hours per week to do that. And that's going to build you a really solid customer base. And how you say it, obviously this is some script and it's got to be natural to you, but it's just really easy. It's just, hi, my name's Dave. I'm delivering catalogues in the area. I've been asked to leave one with you. I'll call back for them tomorrow. Please, would you leave it on your doorstep so as I don't disturb you? That'd be really great. And what you've done there is you've introduced yourself. So you've broke down the barrier. You've formed a relationship. If someone's going to take the catalogue, likely going to order because they've met you, they've got a rapport with you. And also, you've asked them to leave it outside so you don't have to worry about knocking on the door, getting the catalogue back. So letterboxing is a bit different. So what I talked about is with presenting, you can work with smaller amount of catalogues and you can build up. And then what you can do with the presenting is you can use money that you make from your retail to reinvest in some more catalogues if you then want to move to letterboxing. What I will say to you when you start, don't confuse yourself by doing both. So don't be presenting and letterboxing, because what the really important thing is when you're retailing it is to know your numbers, to know what you're getting out. So don't confuse it. So decide if you've got 250 catalogues, you can letterbox. If you've got 50 catalogues or less than 250, you can present. Okay? So be clear what you're going to do and stick to it. So if you're letterboxing, you work with 250 catalogues as a minimum. Now I say 250 because we're going to be delivering 200 catalogues 2 to 3 times per week. Okay? And we're going to go back for our stragglers. So one of the things that you will have when you letterbox, as opposed to presenting a catalogue, is because you haven't made that contact with the customer, because you haven't asked them to leave the catalogue outside, you have a slip within your catalogue. Sometimes the customer won't leave the catalogue outside. And what we call that is, that it's a straggler. And what a straggler just means is that the customer hasn't left the catalogue outside. So you knock on the door and maybe the customer's out. You would put a "sorry, I missed you" slip, which I will show you in a minute what the slip looks like. Go back 3 times, because when I first went out, I went back 3 times, and some of my biggest orders were from people that hadn't left the catalogue out. And some of them actually said, well, I didn't want to leave the catalogue out because there was quite a big order in there. And again, keeping really good records is key. So keeping those records and making sure you know where you go, and then deliver to each house every 4 weeks. And what you do with letterboxing, when someone hasn't returned a catalogue and you've been back 3 times and they still haven't returned a catalogue, then you cross them off your list. With letterboxing, you need to do that longer because you're not having that initial personal interaction with a customer. So you would need to do that for 6 months. But again, to get out 200 catalogues 2 to 3 times a week will take you 10 to 15 hours. So again, you can see that me and Emma did this very much part-time around, I've still got my full-time job, but we did it around the full-time job, and Emma looking after 2 very young children at the time. So both systems, presenting or letterboxing, you can fit quite easily into your commitments. And a real key here, sometimes when you join, you might think, oh, well, I'll change the slip. I'll do that a bit differently, or I might not deliver 200. I might deliver 100. I might leave the catalogue for 5 days because 24 hours seems quite short. Seriously, we've done all that. We've thought of all that. The reason the system is in place and the reason we tell you what the system is because this has worked. This is a guaranteed system. If you follow it, that you will get orders and you will make money from that system. So keep your catalogue packs the same. So make sure you've got your slips in the front that you can see on there. You see the Sunday there. You can see there's a picture on there. There's telephone number on Emma's telephone number. There's also inquiry. So you get more information if you've got any more, maybe a customer that wanted to join. And the Clean Easy catalogue's visible, the order form's visible. And front and back. So you've got your Clean Easy catalogue at the front, and on that one, it's a Christmas one, but you'd have maybe a seasonal catalogue at the back. So whatever way it lands in the letterbox, the customer's seeing a catalogue. And all the resources are on our Inspired Group website, and the website will come up later. So just download them, just put your name and your number. Don't be tempted to change anything else because these slips work. And also here's the sorry I missed you. So when you're going back, maybe if a customer's out, not answering their door, you just post a sorry I missed you. Now, I say use a sorry I missed you slip every time you go back. So if you go back 3 times and they haven't answered the door, use a sorry I missed you slip every time. Because sometimes it gets picked up, sometimes it goes under the rug, sometimes they don't see the slip. So use it every time. And remember the golden rule, presenting, so it's 50 catalogues 3 times a week, letterboxing 200 2 to 3 times a week. So all the resource that I talk about tonight can be found on the Inspired Group website. And just a typical kind of retail plan when you get started, just to give you some idea of what can be achieved and how amazing just 15 hours of work can actually sort of change your life. I mean, a typical retail plan to earn around about over £100 a week would be to get out your catalogues. You can see here, you've got them out on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So you get them out 3 times a week, and you even have Sunday off. Yeah, so it's going to take you about 15 hours, and you're going to earn £470 from that. Yeah, I mean, for 15 hours work, about 120 quid a week. And that is building your customer base. And look what happens in 6 months' time when you've built your customer base. Look at what you're doing. Because what you've done with letterboxing or presenting is you've identified who wants to order from you. So you've identified your customers. You've identified who's interested in them. Yeah, who's interested in the product. And what's going to happen is the more they see you, the more you spend time with them, the more trust they build, the more products they're going to ask you about, the more recommendations they're going to ask you. Then they're going to say, oh, brilliant, Emma, I've got a friend actually who wants a Clean Easy catalogue. You're going to pass the catalogue on to them. Yeah, and the more referrals you're going to get. And you can get a customer base, and me and Emma have got a customer base, takes us a couple of hours a week maximum to get out, and you're earning the same amount of money. And there, in that example there, when your customer base, you've delivered on a Friday, you've collected on a Monday, you've gone back and got your stragglers and you've got your orders out, you've got Wednesday and Thursday and Sunday off, you've worked about 6 hours, and you've got £470. Now that's £15 to £20 an hour, and that's just with a catalogue. So this is not even the team building side here. This is how amazing this business is. This is just the catalogue. And this is how me and Emma started. And it probably took us about 6 months to build a customer base like that. Now, if you service that customer base and you are regular and you're consistent, you will get that. And that is just the starter. So that's just 200 catalogues. And the starter is that you can continue to build on top of that customer base if you want. So the most important thing around the catalogue side of the business is, remember, you are the shop. So it's like you're a mobile shop going out to the customer. So you represent you, because the customer's not buying from Clean Easy, they're buying from you. Yeah. So you be prompt, you be reliable. If your slip say that you're going to pick up on a Monday, you go and pick up on a Monday. If you put sorry, I missed your slip that says I'm going to come on Tuesday, you pick up. Never quibble about returns. Please don't worry about returns. Clean Easy have a fantastic policy if there's any faulty goods. I mean, it's very rare that you'll get a faulty good, but if there's a faulty good, just smile to the customer, take it off them, apologize, give them a refund, and Clean Easy will refund your money when you send it back. And always thank your customer for your order. Sometimes you forget that, say thanks. Keep your Catalogue snappy bags nice and fresh. So remember, I like to think of the snappy bag as like your shop window. Keep them nice and fresh. Use new ones. I mean, the snappy bags cost a couple of pence. Remember that Catalogue is going through someone's door, and that is representing your shop. You're putting it out there for them. So if you're using a mucky snappy bag, it's not going to make a good impression. And out of stocks, late deliveries, call the customer. Remember, people order from people. Your customers are your business. If you treat your customers well, you will get a really good customer base, you will get trust there, and you will make money. And ultimately, we're all in this business to make friends, get customers, and make money. Keep it local. One of the biggest tips, and to be honest, I was a bit guilty of this in the early days, is the sometimes you think, oh, look at that estate there, it's really posh, it's not really close to me, but I bet there's loads of money in that estate. I bet loads of people will order from the Clean Easy catalogue. And I've kind of gone and chased the golden estate. So the mythical, that estate, if you go over there, they'll order £3,000 or £4,000 from Clean Easy. Believe me, there is no magical estate, doesn't exist. Yeah, people from flats, people from different areas, people from all over will order from the catalogue. It doesn't matter. But what you do is, if you start flitting around and you start chasing different areas, you will make a real pain for yourself. So Clean Easy, we work in 4-week periods. So split your cycle into 4 weeks. And literally all I've done here is I got a local map of A to Z. I put a big dot in the middle, which is where I live. And then I just put plots. So week 1 is in the blue square, and I deliver to all those streets. Yeah. Week 2 is in the red square, green square, and yellow square. And what that helps you to do is keep you consistent. So you know that your customers in each square, they're always getting a catalogue once every 4 weeks. Yeah. You also know that you're going to be delivering, when your orders come, you're going to be delivering in 1. Yeah. And then you'll be delivering in 2. So it keeps you consistent, not only with your retail, but it keeps you consistent with your orders. But also what it means is that you are not traveling all around. So you're not driving miles to deliver orders. So keep your customer base nice and tight. Don't be tempted. If you hear rumours from people saying, oh, you want to go to that estate over there, Gavin, Emma, you want to go to that estate, Joe, you want to go to there, because honestly, they'll order millions. Honestly, that doesn't exist. Just go, keep it local, keep to your estates, make it easy for you. Make it easy. And then if you want to earn more money, just expand your areas. So all I've done here is, if I wanted to earn more money and I said, well, what I want to do is I want to go on holiday in the summer, so I want to earn a bit more money from my retail, just expand your areas. That's all you do. You just expand the areas, and you keep it nice and tight again. So you're making it easy for yourself. And the key with the retail is make it easy for yourself, follow the system, don't try and change it. And stick to the plan no matter what. So you are gonna experience other distributors. Happens. For new people on the webinar tonight, existing people, there is no areas in Clean Easy. There's no things as I own this area or I own that. What you will find is that some people order from an established distributor, but that distributor might have one customer on the street. So do not change your plan because you see another catalogue. If you see another catalogue from another company, just ignore it. Put your catalogue through. If someone wants to buy, someone will buy. I always sort of compare that to, in the local high street in Sheffield, you've got a Sainsbury's, a Morrison's and a Tesco's local, all in quite close proximity. They're always busy and people flit in and out of each. So people will buy on certain days from distributors and people will buy from other people. Except if you're letterboxing in particularly, that you will lose some catalogues. And that's why we say to work with 250 catalogues, because sometimes you will lose some catalogues. And you will have some good and bad rounds. It happens. That it happens to all of us. It's happened to me and Emma. So we've gone out, we've put 200 catalogues out. You know, we've had amazing rounds. Yeah. Sometimes we've gone out, put 200 catalogues and we haven't had great rounds. Believe you, if you're consistent and you follow the system, it will even itself out over the period. And we live in the UK, so it's going to rain and it's going to snow. And particularly in Sheffield, it will snow. And if you haven't put catalogues out in the rain and snow, honestly, there's no better feeling getting home and having a bath and a cup of tea and that reward of putting out 200 catalogues. And you know what? You get more orders in the rain and snow because people appreciate the effort that you put in. So that is going to happen. And follow the system. Really follow it because it does work. So really, just to sort of sum up your checklist for success, right? So just keep this consistent. I'll screenshot this so I'll put it up on the group, but present 100 to 150 catalogues weekly for 3 months and stay consistent. And what I will say, presenting, sometimes people will say, I don't want the catalogue. That is absolutely fine. That happens. But you know what? Think of that as a positive because that's someone that you've got rid of. Yeah. And when someone says that they want a catalogue, 9 times out of 10, they're going to order 2. Yeah. Letterbox, if you're going to letterbox 400 to 600 catalogues weekly for 6 months, make sure that you deliver in each area every 4 weeks. So make sure all your customers are getting that catalogue every 4 weeks. And catalogues work as long as you do 10 to 15 hours each week. So don't shortchange catalogues. Don't think, oh, I can get away with popping out 10 this week and still get orders. Sometimes you might get lucky, but honestly, the averages will say that you have to be consistent with catalogues. And remember, go back 3 times for stragglers because, like I said, some of the biggest orders, and there's people on the group, I see that all the time in the team support group, people are saying, I went back for a straggler and I got a really good order. And use the slips. And what I will say about the slips, do not be tempted to amend the slips because they do work and they've got all the information on there. Stay local. Keep good records, and the most important thing, just smile, because how many times you go into a shop nowadays and you've got someone on the till texting, not even looking at you, not even responding. Smile, just be nice to people, you will get your orders and you will be successful. And remember, the catalogue is an absolute goldmine, and it's a real ticket to building your business in all shapes. So you can invest that money into lead generation, you can invest that money into more catalogues, you can invest that money into treating yourself, going on holidays, you can invest that money into saving up for things. Whatever you have in mind, whatever goal you have in mind, set a retail plan accordingly and you'll get there. Okay, that's me done, guys. So, right. Okay. I'll try and... Thanks, everyone.
He's gone. Thank you. That was great, wasn't it? Yeah. Just reminded me of all of the things that we should be doing. There was a few points actually that stood out. One of them, Dave talking about the working on a 4 weekly plan. It's just worth repeating that it is a 4-weekly plan rather than a week 4 plan, some people say. So it's really important to plan out the whole period. So for example, we start a brand new period. Period 7 starts on Friday. Period 6 is gone, just like that. Well, the thing is that period 7 will also go just like that. So what you've got to do is hit the ground running on Friday morning. Make sure that you know exactly what you're doing. So if you're working a catalogue retail plan, then start it at the beginning of the period and know exactly how many you're getting out and where you're going, and plan out the entire 4 weeks. It really does pay. If you do that and you have the right number of catalogues going out on a weekly basis, you can't fail. And we've all been guilty of not doing that. I speak from experience, and I absolutely know that there are people on here tonight that are just kicking themselves that they didn't get busy earlier on in this period, and it's kind of all, you feel like you leave everything to the last few weeks, and then you kind of run out of time to get where you want to be. So we're all human, we've all done it, so don't worry about it, but just make sure that isn't you come period 7. Have a plan already laid out on Thursday evening, so that's tomorrow. Make your plan tonight. It'll give you really something to aim for. But like Dave said, it's really important to know what you can do. So look at how many catalogues you've got, count them if necessary, know exactly how many you've got, and then you can see what you need to be doing with them, what method you're going to use, and how many you've got to work with. And do make sure that you have a chat with your sponsor, as long as they're experienced in the catalogues. If they're not, because not everybody is doing that, some people are more online, go to your next person up. So maybe your sponsor's sponsor, if they are experienced in the catalogue. So you need to make sure that you're taking advice from somebody who has a good handle on what works. Okay, have we got time? Yeah, we've got time, haven't we? We'll take a couple of minutes just to finish off building your income, because we've not done this for a while, and it is so important. So here's the system. We've talked about retail tonight. It's £250 in orders that you're aiming for each week to build your income between £202 and £270. Now that's online with the catalogues, bit of both. It doesn't matter. I suggest doing both to make absolutely certain. But you've seen a retail plan there to get you to that. So it's a 10 to 15 hour a week plan. So that's the first thing. Retail the product yourself and make sure that you're selling enough yourself. The next thing is sponsoring. So 3 things to do: retail, sponsor, and teach. So sponsoring is introducing people. This is finding other people who want to make extra money themselves. So you're looking for people like you, okay? There's no magic to this, it's people like you. So how do we find these people? Well, you can post a short recruitment ad in your group every week, something like this. Carl, this is your reminder. We've not done this for a while, have we? I know you like your reminder, but you do it anyway now, even without it. So hi, I'm just curious whether anyone would be interested in making some extra cash by advertising some of the stuff in this group. PM me if interested. Easy to do in your group. You can do that tonight. And I promise you, if you do it on a weekly basis, you will have people join you because of those adverts. The 5 a day rule is not to do with fruit and veg. This is about speaking to 5 people a day about the business. So how about just personal messaging or texting 5 people each day? Something along the lines of, hi, hope you're well. Just wanted to let you know I've recently started a new online business. It's going great. Just wonder who you know who might be interested in making some extra cash working at home. Let me know. So you're planting some seeds by doing this. Now, if Joe is interested, he's going to come back to you and say, yeah, me. Okay, but this is an indirect way of asking. How about posting a short advert in 20 Facebook selling groups? Doing that every day. You're joining groups anyway if you're working online, so that you can post your selling adverts in there. But keep joining more groups and use them to also put your recruitment posts in as well. So 20 groups each day. We're doing lots of this at the moment. I'll tell you what, to post in 20 groups, a quick advert, would take you less than 5 minutes. So hi, I'm looking for people in this group who are interested in making some extra cash online. PM me for info. We're going to do more training on this particularly next week. So if you're interested in team building, and using Facebook and social media to get lots of leads, lots of people inquiring, then make sure you tune back in to this webinar next Wednesday. And then just teach those people that you sponsor, teach them to do all of those things. Teach them to do the retailing, and teach them to do those things that we've just covered in step 2, to sponsor a few people. Okay, so hopefully that helps. It's a very simple system, and your sponsor will be delighted to help you with learning everything about it. So upcoming events, this is the important stuff now, guys. If there is a secret to success in this business, then this is certainly it, and we don't make any secret of it. But the reason that we invite you to these live training events, and the reason that we kind of go on and on and on about them, is because this is exactly where you need to be in order to build the income that you want to earn, and we want to see you all being successful. We really do, and this is where you learn everything that you need to. So we're coming now to the end of the Clean Easy Live tour. The last UK date is Cheltenham, which is this Saturday, and this is apparently the one to be at. This is the summer showcase, so really looking forward to seeing lots of you there. And we certainly cannot wait. We've got a good friend of ours, Harvey Kent, one of the speakers at that event. It's sure to be a fantastic day. There's still time to get booked in, so even if you're travelling 3 hours to this event, I would say it's well worth your time getting down there. So it's at Cheltenham Racecourse. Have a chat with your upline, your sponsor, and there's details on the team support group of how you can book. We're then in Dublin on the 24th of June, so a few weeks down the road in Ireland. So the Irish contingent, make sure you're getting along to that one. That'll be fab. We've also got the 10 Steps workshops. Now, these are real hands-on practical training events. All of the nuts and bolts of this business are covered at these 10 Steps workshops, and these are all over the country on a 4-weekly basis. So it's really important to find your local or your regional one and plug into these. Many a time you will find me at more than 2 of these on a monthly basis, just because they are so good. I can't get enough of the information. So quite often you'll find me in Birmingham, in Yorkshire, often in the southeast as well. So make sure that you are getting along to at least one of these and plug in your team members into these events as well, because this is where they learn the system. And the more you learn, the more you earn. Attending these events is what got me to the gold distributor level. And in case you don't know what that means earning over £1,000 a month working part-time, okay? So without attending these workshops, there is no way I would have got to that point. So it's just a monthly commitment. Consider it your day in the office, if you like. So Birmingham is on Sunday the 18th. Bristol, I think I saw John say he's booked for Bristol. Fantastic, brilliant. I'll see you there. South East, which is in Essex, the next one of those is on Saturday the 24th. Scotland on Saturday the 24th as well, and Yorkshire on Sunday the 25th of June. So you can book for these at the 10steps.info, but you must pre-book. You cannot turn up on the day, so do make sure you get booked in. And please let your gold upline know. So that's either going to be me and Dave or Joe and Neil Loma. Let them know that you're booked in so that we can make sure that you are met and greeted by somebody in the team, and so that we can make sure you're looked after, particularly on your first one. Now, we've got a bit of a play date booked in as well. Saturday the 17th of June in Sheffield is our team barbecue, which we're going to be making an annual event. So I know lots of you are coming up to see us on that day, and we can't wait. So we will be in touch with all the arrangements, but thinking it's probably going to kick off at around about 2 or 3, something like that. So yeah, that's going to be a great day. So if you are new to the team, that you are invited, so do let us know if you can get along. Families welcome as well. And then advance notice, although it's creeping closer and closer, of the Christmas showcase. Now, we're a retail driven network marketing business, and so the Christmas season for us is when the biggest checks are earned. This is when you see people absolutely smashing their previous best incomes in the business. And in order for you to get a slice of that action, you need to be at the Christmas showcase on the 26th of August in Birmingham with us at the ICC. You can order your ticket using that order code there, or if you've joined since January, give the service centre a call to claim your free ticket. And you can bring guests along as well. So if you want to bring a partner or a friend, maybe show them what's involved. I do recommend, by the way, if you are part of a couple, I know it's difficult with babysitters. We have the same issues going on, always having to have advance notices of everything to book babysitters and travel arrangements and all the rest of it. But if you are able to bring your partner with you, I would recommend it. It's really useful for them to be able to see what you're involved in and to see why you're so excited about it and so passionate about it, and they can actually support you in growing the business. They'll see all the free holidays and all the income that you can generate, and they'll be very willing to help. So do feel free to bring them along. Period end, we've mentioned already, tomorrow 9 o'clock. Just make sure that all of your orders are on the system with sufficient trading credit available by 9 p.m. in order for them to count in this period. And one thing that I forgot to mention is don't forget that we have the incentive on as well to win a free box of catalogues. So after tonight's training, you'll be able to put them to really good use. So if you want to be in with a chance of winning that free box of catalogues, just make sure that you get as many £100 worth of orders on the system before tomorrow night at 9. So everyone who places £100 worth of orders, we started it last Friday, so every £100 worth of orders on the system before tomorrow is getting you a chance to win that box of books. We'll pull out the winner on Friday morning and let you know who's won. So that brings me to the end of tonight's webinar. I'm sorry, we have gone on a little bit